Men, these are the 4 habits that are actually proven to boost your attraction naturally, and it actually has nothing to do with the money in your bank account. This is accessible to every single person watching today's video, regardless of your age, and it has everything to do with you reprioritizing yourself in all the ways you prioritize everything else that may be taking away from your attraction. So stick around to the end of today's video because once you implement these 4 things, trust me, your attraction will increase. Habit number 1 is when a man genuinely likes to take care of himself. He doesn't see it as a chore or something that he only does to get a woman's approval or attraction, because that will never get you far. What you need to have is a mindset shift towards your actions in the day and being honest with yourself. Are they actually improving your life, your attraction, your overall self-identity? Because if not, you could be taking years off of your life just by ignoring the importance of your health. And health is a broad word because mental health, spiritual health, physical health. But here's the thing, men. When you can have a structure within your day that excites you, your brain will naturally reward you for just showing up, even if it's uncomfortable in the beginning. Because in all honesty, women see self-care in a man's life as how much does he respect himself. We don't want to see a man come home at the end of the day, crack open a beer, grab fast food, sit on the couch, and basically numb himself to forget about how he doesn't like his life. Nothing will ever change if you repeat that pattern. So men, here's a small little structure you can start implementing that I hope motivates you naturally just based on how you feel afterwards. So in the morning, I want you to get up, have a cold shower right away. I know for some men, you're like, Maya, I can't do that. But why can't you do that? A lot of people are very quick to open their phone, their emails, their Instagram, and reward themselves with this false dopamine that will actually make you feel probably worse. And that's not the best thing to do in the beginning of your day. What you are doing when you get yourself in a cold shower is you're actually producing real dopamine that comes from you taking action and not by a screen. But that discipline is going to build your self-respect because you no longer tolerate distractions. What you do welcome in is action, actions that are actually bettering yourself from within. After the cold shower, do a 10-minute meditation. Connect with yourself, connect with your breath. Find peace early on in your day so that can build momentum throughout. Number 3, men, hydrate. Drink enough water within your day. I know this is very simple, but a lot of people overlook the importance of hydration and how it can actually make your skin look more youthful, more plump, more glowing. So don't just down your coffee, down water, have some coffee. Make sure you're still having water. And last but not least, look your best. Start your day off feeling confident. Whether that's putting on a cologne that makes you smell really good, whether it's doing your hair, your skin, picking out a really good outfit. When you start the day with confidence, you are naturally going to move with confidence because you're no longer second guessing, do I look good? Do I smell good? I should have done my hair today because I saw someone really cute at a coffee shop. Prepare yourself for the blessings that sometimes come out of nowhere within your day. When you live from this headspace, you will not only feel attractive, but you will look even more attractive. Number 2 may seem like a no-brainer, but a lot of people make excuses in their day because they don't have enough time. And that is physical activity. When you are working out, when you're walking, when you're biking, when you're hiking, when you're moving your body, that is attraction in motion. You are bettering yourself every single step, every single rep, every single pedal. And the payoff to this is you leave with a clear mind. A lot of people work out and go for walks and runs, not only for the physical effects it has, but for the mental relief it can offer. And a lot of people after work should not be sitting down and going on their phone and looking at all of these other people living these attractive lives while you're consuming their life and doing nothing about your own. Trust me, even if you make time for just a half an hour of doing something, yoga, a walk in your neighborhood, an at-home workout, going to the gym. This is going to give you the best reward by the end of every single day, every single week, every single month that will turn into a very effective year because you're showing up. You're showing up even on the days you don't want to. Men, there are so many days in my own life where I don't want to work out at the end of it, but I know it's worth it. I would much rather be doing something that pushes myself, makes me feel complacent and lazy. There's zero payoff in that. You're digging yourself a deep hole if that has become a habit in your life. So start today. Do something physically nourishing that will not only make you feel more attractive, look more attractive, but actually be able to perceive yourself in a more attractive light. A lot of people who don't work out, they usually don't look their best because they're avoiding this very important aspect of life. It's the people that make time for the gym, that make time for taking care of their body, that actually are naturally going to be more attractive. And this is something you can't necessarily buy. All it takes is your time, your focus, your attention, and the discipline to say yes, even when the body wants to say no. Remember that you are the master of your mind and your mind is not the master of you. And a lot of people get comfortable with their thoughts controlling their actions. And that has to stop if you want to up-level your attraction this year and actually start prioritizing the simple things in life that will have a greater payoff than you just staying stagnant, not doing anything about your physical health. If you start showing up in this way consistently, trust me, attraction is just going to be a natural byproduct of your effort. Number 3 is it is highly attractive when a man has emotional intelligence. This does not happen when you suppress your emotions or feel like you having emotions is a wrong thing. A lot of men are brought up with this idea that you showing your emotions specifically to a woman makes you less than a man. But this is actually something that more men have to understand about us women. When you are shut off to your emotions, we will not feel safe in your presence because you're avoiding a very key part of life. We are human beings at the end of the day, and just because you ignore your emotions doesn't mean they're not there. It doesn't matter how good you look, if you have a quick temper, if you have rage, if you have unprocessed emotions that are controlling you, women will not stay with you because her nervous system can't relax in your presence. If you really want to get a woman attracted to you, learn about yourself, heal yourself, become curious of why you react to certain things in the ways that you do. Not only is this a sign of emotional maturity, but also longevity of a relationship. So if you're consistently ignoring yourself in your emotions, then you are also ignoring the better half of what makes a relationship a relationship. Connection. She won't ever feel connected to you. You shun this area of your life. Open up, have enough courage to find strength within your emotions. Because for her, she will see you actually as a man in those states. A man who will not run when things get hard. A man who can actually feel calm in moments of frustration, conflict that naturally arises. How do you handle yourself in those moments? Because what that shows a woman is your character. And some women will actually test a man in the early stages of how he reacts to certain things to see his potential in that relationship. The external things in life have the power to switch you on and off. So stay grounded, stay centered, utilize your time with knowledge within how to become a master of your emotions, or at least form acknowledgement around them. How to process unhealed trauma, how to show up as a great man in a relationship, how to become a great man through podcasts or books. This is a way you are investing into your attraction by understanding a huge part of it comes from within. And last but not least, number 4 is a man who lives authentically. He doesn't live to please other people. He lives a life that actually validates him through his own awareness and how he moves within his day. He doesn't do things anymore just to get validation. He doesn't do things just to make someone else happy. He prioritizes his life around what excites him, what motivates him, what he wants to do. He doesn't waste his time expecting things just to happen for him. He finds motivation within utilizing his creativity. And a lot of people have so much purpose that goes unnoticed because they're afraid. They're afraid to start prioritizing their own needs. They're afraid to start showing up in a way that may make other people uncomfortable. But so what? If you are comfortable in your own skin, then it wouldn't matter if another person judges you. Because in all honesty, they're just judging themselves through you because you may trigger them to such degree that it makes them reflect on what are they doing with their life. So no more hiding in your own shadow, men. That is not a place where men thrive. They thrive in the spotlight. And that's not to say you need to have all eyes on you all the time. The spotlight I'm referring to is what makes your spirit feel ignited, what gives you that fire, what gives you that light to keep going even when things are hard. And that takes clarity. Clarity of what you're doing within a day, clarity of where you're wasting your time, and clarity of what excuses are keeping you behind. Women love a man with ambition. Women love a man with a plan. And I think when men are lost, they will most likely feel not their best self, not that attractive, maybe less confident. And don't use the excuse that there's no room for you. If you want a podcast, start the podcast. If you want to write a book, write the book. If you want to be a YouTuber, create a YouTube channel. Stop allowing your doubts to get the best of you and start allowing your excitement to propel you forward. Because listen, men, time is going to pass whether you like it or not. So you might as well start something today. The moment you start that momentum, the easier it will be to show up for. Fears and doubts and insecurities aren't a bad thing. They're redirecting you towards what is a false belief that is no longer serving you. So men, start showing up in these 4 ways, and I promise you with enough effort, you will see major difference within not only your physical attraction, but your internal attraction will magnetize the right people into your circle. So if you guys like today's video and you are wanting any further assistance within your dating life or personal life, I do offer one-on-one coaching services. So my coaching email will be right here as well as linked down below. Without further ado, you guys give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.